Good morning, everybody. All right, so this is my last math lesson. I know. So we're going to be practicing division today. I looked at your Pear Deck from yesterday, and Pear Deck has something new that I want you guys to check out. If you log back into yesterday's, I can give you feedback. And so I just tested it out because I want to see what happens. But I went into, if you did the Pear Deck yesterday, I went in and I added a comment to, I think it's the first question, because it was the one that you got to type your answer in, the numbers. And so I just responded to your answer by just putting a yes or try again. Just that, because I wanted to see what would happen. I couldn't figure out how to do feedback for the other two. Good morning, Jesleen. Good morning, Michael. I couldn't figure out how to do it with the other two, so I just did the first slide. Good morning, Juan. The first question. So take a look at it at some point today just to see what it looks like, and then I just want to ask you guys eventually what it looks like, or what it looks like on your end when you log back in. Good morning, Emily and Bella. So today's practice will be division, similar format though, where you're going to have a video that you get to watch about the sciencey information, and then you'll go ahead and answer the questions. And so I want to try out that, good morning, Freddie, that feedback option too. So when you do answer it, I will log it back in at some point and check your answers and give you some feedback. Okay, we'll see how it goes. All right. If you noticed yesterday too, I worked more on the slides that we started in our Zoom call yesterday. And so if you have not already done your summary of your, not summary, but your memory little typed out version, please go in and do that. Make sure you're not moving anybody else's slides or changing anything on anyone else's slides. And don't delete any of the pictures that I've put in there. I try to find pictures of each one of you guys with your slides. So you can take a look if you haven't seen that already. I plan to show that next Wednesday at the Zoom call, our last Zoom call next Wednesday. And I have made us a special video also that I will be putting into that slide deck as well. So just wanted to give you updates about that. All right, so let me go ahead and switch my screen out so we can start our practice. Here we go. Make this larger. Okay, so I have a feeling that I'm going to model how to do the division question again, just because it's been a while. I did take a picture of our posters like we have in the classroom, so if you need to refer back to this, that would be helpful. I think I'll go ahead and model that partial quotient example right there, the one that I'm going to write it down on this paper real quick. I'm going to model how to do that again. That way you have that. Okay. And then the steps are there. So first we're going to skip count. So if you'll notice at the bottom, the skip counts go 15, 30, 45. So we're skip counting those larger numbers. And the 5th grade challenge is that these numbers are double digits, so it is a bit harder to skip count. But we did a pretty good job when we did it back in, I think it was December, maybe November when we learned about it. And then we're going to multiply the divisor, which means this is this piece right here. So the divisor would be that 15. So 15 times 80. Yeah. Because it was the 8th one. And then the answer, sorry. And then subtract from the dividend means right here, we're going to take away what that ended up being. Because 15 times 8 is 12. No, it's not right. My goodness. Let me look at my math real quick. It's been a while since I've looked at this poster. Holy moly. Hold on one second. Yeah, so 15 times 80 is 120. That's why we have that one circled down there. Sorry about that. So 15 times 80 would give us 1,200. So we subtract that. And then we just have 2 more groups of 15, which gives us 30. We're at 0 here. And then we're going to add up all these partial quotients. 80 plus 2 is 82, and that's why we have 82 as our final answer. Sorry about that confusion in the beginning. All right, so let me go to, let me see if I have space. I don't. Let me go ahead and just do this again off to the side to kind of model my thinking as I redo this problem. I think that would be helpful. Okay, so I'm going to forget about this for a second. I'm going to cross it off so I don't cheat myself. All right, so if I'm trying to do this over again, and I'm thinking about there's my question, divided by 15. Is that all showing up? Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to think about skip counting. I know the skip counts are down there, but just for sake of time, if I were to do my skip counts, I would think about 15 plus another 15 would be 30, plus another 15 would be 45, plus another 15 would be 60. So we're skip counting by 15 because that is what the divisor is, that 15 over here. And so I would keep on doing that, but I'm just going to say that we've done it. So it's there at the bottom. Morning, Brian. And then I'm going to look at my number that I'm trying to divide it into. So 1230 or 1,230. I'm going to look down at those skip counts to decide which one of those are going to get closest to it. I do see 120, which would be a great one. So if I plug in 120 here, I still have room for 10 times as much as that. But how many skip counts did it take to get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So off to the side, I'm going to go ahead and write out that we did 15 times 8, and that gave us 120. But if I'm trying to do another 0, which is 10 times bigger than that, that means I'm going to multiply it by 80, not just 8. Now I subtract this. So then I have 0, 3 minus 0 is 3, and then I have 2 minus 2 is 0, 1 minus 1 is 0, so then I have 30. Now I'm looking at 15 times what is going to give me to 30? Well, looking at our skip counts down here, 15, 30, well, 2 groups of 15 will give us 30, so 15 times 2 will give me 30. Subtract that, and I end up with 0 there. So now that I've made it to 0, I need to add up these partial quotients. 80 plus 2 is 82, so my final answer is 82. Now, if this number down here, I'm going to circle it, had a number less than 15 and I can't do any more groups of 15, that would be considered my remainder, but in this case, I did not have a remainder. All right? All right, so that's a review, and so you have, discard that. You have the posters to see that, to remind yourself. I recommend doing what I just did to kind of like cover it up, practice it on your own, then check it. Good morning, Layla. Then check your work just to see if you did it right. I would recommend doing that. It helped me just now to do it myself too. So, all right, so the next slide is going to be your practice here. So it says, did you know as a kid you might normally breathe 25 breaths in 1 minute? So if you think about that, I'm breathing right now. If I were to count all my breaths, you can try this if you want to. You can count all your breaths in 1 minute. So start a timer for 60 seconds and count. And don't breathe fast. Don't breathe super slow. Just try to breathe normal and count your breaths. You'll probably have about 25 breaths in 1 minute as a kid. Adults might have a slightly different number. So that's just an estimate. So if I think about there's 25 breaths in 1 minute, how much time has passed if you've already had 2,500 breaths? This one's actually pretty easy as a question for division, because if I'm telling you how many total breaths and you know that there's 25 breaths in 1 minute, you're basically trying to figure out how many minutes has passed. But in addition to that, there is a video that you can watch about breathing and about the lungs and that system in our bodies. And so there's a video up there at the top. It should be cleared. I did ask the district to clear it up for us, so it's available to you. So hopefully that works out. The other question that you'll have to answer today is about the blood traveling from your heart down to your feet and back to your heart, which I think is pretty interesting. So did you know that it takes 16 seconds for your blood to travel from your heart down to your feet and back to your heart again? 16 seconds. So if you think about that, and I'm trying to decide, well, how many times does that happen in 2 minutes? How many times is my blood traveling down and up, down and up, down and up in 2 minutes? So I gave you a big hint on the bottom that you're going to first have to figure out, well, how many seconds, because the first part of it is in 16 seconds. So I'm giving you information in seconds, but then I'm asking you in minutes. So first you're going to have to figure out how many seconds are in 2 minutes. Well, I know that 1 minute has 60 seconds, so 2 minutes must have 120 seconds. That's the number you're going to need, and that's why I wanted to make sure you had that little hint at the bottom. But then you're thinking about, okay, how many 16 seconds are in there, right? So then that's your big hint for that. Then again, there's a video for you that teaches you about the heart and how the blood travels around your body, okay? I thought it was a pretty neat video. And then finally you have your ticket out the door, going with the same theme of your human body. And so this one's going to be about your digestive system. And it says it takes 720 minutes to completely digest and eat food. So that means if I'm going to eat something, it would take 720 minutes for that to completely exit my body. When it says completely digest, that means it leaves. It's gone, right? So if I eat something and then it comes out, it takes 720 minutes. So how many hours is that? So a little hint on the bottom is, well, first you have to figure out how many minutes are in an hour. Hopefully you know that by now, but there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So then it's, well, how many hours, how many groups of 60 minutes would be in 720 minutes? All right? You might have, I will just give you a hint, you might have a remainder that you're going to have to decide what to do with. Okay? I'm pretty excited about this one. All right, so hopefully that you enjoy our last math lesson today. Let me switch up my screen again. Uh-oh. 1 second. Get smaller screen. I can't. It won't let me. There we go. Okay. So, I hope you enjoy our last math lesson together. I made it with the intent to keep you interested. I was even thinking about ways to use the VR. Like this would have been a cool activity to use with the VR and everything, but a video was the next best thing. So I hope you enjoy that. And I recommend maybe practicing some more division. A couple of you guys made mistakes yesterday with the multiplication, so I think that those two are an area that you might want to practice a bit more before really heading off to middle school, okay? Let me think of what else. You can just watch the video, Jesline. The videos are just for fun. Extra information about the topic. I think it's interesting. It's only like 2 or 3 minutes each one. I was thinking about not doing my reading video because it's Thursday and I always have my meetings. I know I want to stay forever too, Emily. So I was thinking about just showing you really quick how to link your ocean project in this video. Okay, so I know I modeled for you guys yesterday in our Zoom call, but I'm going to go ahead and show you really quick on this video, and I'll put a little note in our assignment slides that the directions are in this one. Okay, so I'm going to show my screen one more time so I can model this for you. All right, so that's not it. That's not it. Okay, so here we are. Ooh, I already see someone. Oh, there goes my dog. I see Emily's already taking care of that one. Okay, so what you're going to be doing, oh, look at there, and there's Freddie. Okay, you are going to, I guess, you already know what to do. Let me show you on mine real quick. You're going to take your project. So let's say, I'll just pretend like this is my project. So if I took my project, I take up here my link, and I do, oops, I do a click. Hello, it's not listening to me. Copy. Then I would come to my spot and I would change my name. So let's just say I would take this one. So I would write my name. I thought my name. Oops. It'd be helpful if I spelled it right. And then take this word right here, do that 2-finger click, and link it. So you're looking for this little chain, and then you're going to paste your link right there and apply it, and that turns it into a link for everybody to be able to click on and open and see your beautiful work, okay? But you're also going to be doing a Flipgrid to explain yourself. I'm going to undo what I just did. Undo. You are going to make a Flipgrid video just to share verbally what you learned throughout this whole process, okay? So that is your job today. If I go back, I'm not sure why there's these extra, I'm going to delete that on that one. That shouldn't have been there. If you look at where we're at, you should have already added some illustrations, your graphics, your color, make it look interesting. You should have already also checked the rubric to make sure your grading is going to be on point. And so today we're here. We're on step 8. You're copying and pasting your link into the project, and you're explaining your project in a Flipgrid video, that Flipgrid is on our slides for assignments, so you'll see that there. Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing all of your projects. Some of you guys have started to share them with me. I don't need you to share them with me. I just need you to link it. Let's see. I will be using this information to give you a total score on your project. One more thing I will say. So let's say that this is my project. I do need to come up and allow people to see it. So that means that I might need to make a change down here. So where mine says right here, anyone on the internet with this link can edit, that's what you're going to want it to say. If I click here, I can make that change because it might by default just be here. You want to change it to anyone with a link. That way people who are clicking on your work can open it. And you might want to change it to be viewer though, not editor. Editor means that anyone with a link can change things on your project and you don't want that. So you're going to want to change it to viewer. And we've done this maybe once or twice this school year where we're changing this stuff, but I just wanted to show it to you. It does look a little different than it did last year, but that's what you would be doing to allow everyone to see it. If I notice that it's not able to be opened, I might send you a message or in Dojo or Classroom, just, hey, can you change your share settings? And that's what I mean by that. Okay? Good job, guys. I'm happy to see that we have some people putting their links in. I see some others about ready to, so that's great. Good, good, good. All right. So I think we're good. You got your math figured out. You're going to link your project, make your video, finish your slide for your memory of the year, and you're done. And then I get to see you next week, hopefully, right? If you come with your parent, I hope you do. Monday night, we get to watch the video for the whole 5th grade celebration of like promoting you guys on to middle school. Tuesday will be the day that I see you in the morning to give you your goodie bag, to give you whatever you left in the classroom, give you a bunch of workbooks to just have in case you want to do anything over the summer, and your 5th grade shirts. And then finally, air hugs, air kisses, and just one last goodbye as I send you off. So that'll happen Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we will wrap up with our final Zoom call. All right, guys? It has been a pleasure. And I'm so thankful that you guys have been logging on and watching videos with me. I try to make it as normal as I could. I know this is crazy. I know that this is different. But I really do appreciate how you guys have been joining me and still growing and learning. It just goes to show how dedicated you are and responsible you are. And I'm just thankful for you. All right, guys. Have a great day. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I think you guys have all the tools that you need. You are ready. I look forward to seeing your work. And check yesterday's Pear Deck to see my feedback. I want to see what it looks like for you. Bye, guys.